Okay, hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out Rez Infinite running on the PlayStation 5 PSVR2. Take a look at the options here. I think this is all kind of normal stuff here. Alright, I am not going to know what this is going to look like for anybody at home. I think it's one of the bummers about the system. I think we're okay as far as like the positioning. Hopefully you can see it. The thing about VR is sometimes images come out tilted on the optional output. So you're probably wondering, like, why is he tilting his head the whole time? Well, it actually doesn't look that way in my view. Anyway, let's play. You can also choose to use head tracking, eye tracking, if you want to. I can't choose not to myself. I think this game, especially for the PSVR 1 users, is going to look, significantly better. Number one, you don't get the screen door effect that you would get if you're playing PSVR 1. It's a much crisper screen, although I do notice that there is like some noise, almost like analog noise, that's sort of in the background when you're playing. You don't notice it when you're playing a game, but when you're leaving it on the menu or something, you can definitely see there's something there which prevents the signal from being 100% clear. I think for me the major improvement here is again the clarity, and I think the quality of the 3D is significantly better. PSVR 1, the 3D effect really only happened for objects that were fairly close to you. Here all around, I think you get the scale of this much better. You can use your head tracking to also move the cursor if you want. You can a couple different styles of how you approach your your cursor movement. I'm using the regular controller, the regular DualShock. But you can certainly use the PSVR controllers as well. I think one of the major improvements for this game too, playing this, is that the screen doesn't move around so much with your head. There's always a little bit of a bounciness effect if you're playing on the original PSVR. Here, your screen is pretty static, like you would see it on a 2D screen. It's not so much affected by the movement of the screen isn't affected by the movement of your head. Because a person's head tends to move around a lot. And motion detection often tends to be too sensitive to head movement when it's showing it on the screen. And here, that's certainly not the case. Since we're dealing with an OLED screen, the colors are much more vibrant around as well. Which, of course, you expect that to be. Significantly more expensive headset on a significantly more expensive system. That's it's pretty impressive. I mean, the original PSVR left you a little underwhelmed with its visual quality. I think Sony certainly made it up for it this time around. It's at a premium, but sometimes you do have to pay for more expensive equipment. Yeah, your 2D screen, I would say, is a little troublesome because it seems like your screen is sort of tilted on the Z-axis. So one of the edges appears like it's a little closer to you than you would. It'd be like if you had your TV on a stand and you kind of pushed it away from you. That's how it looks in the 2D screen. In the 3D, again, you don't really notice it because your vision's on a much different viewpoint. You've got things surrounding you all over the place. Yeah, this is super disorienting. This is just camera angles like that. I don't know why it does that. It really should keep you in the first person view. The distance of your lasers, I think, is a lot more convincing. Things do seem to kind of go in and out of the screen with better depth perception than your original PSVR. Again, you do expect these things for a significantly more expensive product. But sometimes you don't get that even on an expensive product, so it is nice to see that the money kind of went to the correct place. You have to be a little careful on where you position your eyes on the screen. Sometimes, like bright flashes of light can kind of appear on your periphery vision. But outside of that, I mean, for the most part, I mean, I'm pretty locked into this as far as like the visible light around me. I mean, I really can't see anything other than the screen. So the immersion's high. Oh, see me later. Yeah, okay. Off doing who knows what. There's just a $10 fee if you've bought this previously. If you want to convert to this version, PlayStation 5 version, I guess, really. Then, the PlayStation version has the option to play the PSVR as well. Otherwise, it's $29.99 for this. Yeah, I think the perception of depth and just the scope of everything around you is done so much better this time around. Because certainly the motion sickness will may be a problem for some folks. I don't find it terrible. In fact, I think the motion sickness is handled a little bit better here. Either that or I'm just more used to it. And even when I was playing this with PSVR1, this kind of motion really hit me. Yeah, again, I apologize if there's a little bit of an echo. Just the audio setup for the PSVR is it just assumes that you are using headphones. In fact, even in the options, it doesn't let you pick any other sort of audio output besides PSVR headphones. Hopefully they'll fix that in the options menu. I like to use my surround sound with my VR. As nice as a headphone audio can be, nothing really beats a home theater audio for full 3D surround. I mean, like, this stuff, the perception is much more intimidating. Because wall is, absolutely enormous in vision in VR. Yeah, really? Well, see you later. Okay. Excuse me. I think the most interesting about this, playing it this way, is that you know, you're much more aware of things on your periphery vision. So you just have an overall wider viewpoint on things. So you actually see the enemies coming in a little sooner than you would if you were playing in 2D. I mean, you know, and this game has been around since the Dreamcast, and this is so to make this a fresh experience, you know, it's a challenging for sure. But I think this is pretty fresh. At least the experience feels new. Yeah, so you don't do quite as much zooming around as you do in the 2D version, which is probably better, you know. Even this is, you know, just a little bit of motion sickness. And you know, your miles may vary. Maybe it'll give you like a lot of motion sickness depending on how sensitive you are to this time. Yeah, the added perception, I mean, actually kind of helps you in the game. So in some ways the game is a little easier just being able to see so much more. I really can't express the scope, the size of things. You really see how large these objects are in relation to versus a 2D game without VR. Take a hit. Tron Master Control Program. I'll see if I can counteract the echo when we hit our next game. I think we'll do Thumper next. So we're on the city VR. Spin. Turn. It's real disadvantage. Something's behind you. You could do it in the earlier levels with the L&R buttons. Yeah, they should definitely change that. Let me use the left and right buttons to turn my head. Absolutely do not make me do that in the sitting position. Twist your neck off. Alright, time for some ultra trippiness. Really, I wish they would have done Child of Eden instead of Rez, since Rez has been available for so long. Child of Eden has really only had one release. Not to mention Child of Eden's visuals are just like so much more immersive in 3D. Yeah, hopefully someday that'll be a thing. I don't know if there's licensing problems or what, but it really should be made available in VR. Not that I don't love Rez, but Child of Eden is just like that much better of a game.
Killer, the mind. It's a mind killer, it's a mind killer. It's a mind killer, it's a mind killer, it's a mind killer.
still think there's a problem with like viewing very distant objects as you would view them in real life, and seeing the scale of how far away something is. I think things in the immediate vicinity do like show like size and distance really well. Yeah, something in the far off, it sort of feels too 2D-ish. Or it doesn't feel any different than you would, looking at it on your TV screen. But again, that's like the farthest object out there, which maybe you're not paying attention to too much when you're playing this game. Like, I have a good sense of how far I am away from off the ground, but not necessarily how far away I am from the horizon. I can definitely see my 2D horses now. Actually, those are 3D horses. There are definitely some other animals that were decidedly 2D images.
Killer, the mind.
Low res textures. Oh no, I'm a baby. Run free, AI. It's a huge bitch. Alright, so there you go. That was Rez Infinite, at least the main game. Of course, there is also the Infinite X or Infinite Cross, or however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, I mean, I still think this game is it's fun to play, and it's actually enhanced pretty greatly by the PSVR2. I think this is probably the best it's ever really looked. You know, in some ways that's good and bad, right? Because you have a very, very clear vision of what's around you and things coming in towards you, which I think was a little bit harder to see, even in the HD remake and the latest, you know, Rez Infinite release that was on PlayStation 4. So yeah, if you're a fan of the game, then definitely check it out. If you've never played it before, that's one of the things I can easily suggest folks give it a try, especially in the VR experience. I think it's something that you really should give a go. It doesn't give you too much motion sickness. I think at least this version that they've engineered, when you use the VR version, you're not moving the camera around quite as much, and for the most part, your view is stationary, and you just move the cursor around, which helps with the motion sickness greatly. You know, that wasn't always the case with Rez. You actually had to look around a little bit more in regular old Rez. But yeah, this version I think it's implemented pretty well, and you know, again, while the graphics may not be cutting edge, you know, they're done in a very, very stylish manner. So I don't think it really weighs on your thoughts that much. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm sure I'll play this again, as I always do whenever this gets released, over and over again. But at least this time, you know, I really feel that the experience here is quite a bit nicer. So yeah, check it out. You know, $9.99 if you've already bought it and you buy the VR version on your PlayStation 5, or $29.99 if you've never purchased it before, which means that you're pretty new to gaming. So definitely check it out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.